And hello, and welcome back to We Got Options with the Doctor and Son. So today we are here wanting to talk about another part of the Greene McIlwaine Foundation. And today I think we have more inspiring information, definitely more initiatives that are coming from the Greene McIlwaine Foundation. And we're wanting to jump into what is considered the second initiative for the Greene McIlwaine Foundation, which is called the Young Sister Circle. So, with that, Tremaine and I are going to go through just the round of what goes on and what we would like to see with that program and how it will pretty much round out and work out in the community. So, we're just going to jump in and go for it. All right. So, basically, the Young Sister Circle is actually a program that I came up with because it is a program where we are focusing on young mothers, be that teenage mothers or early young child. Excuse me, early adulthood. We're just wanting to focus on those mothers that feel like they need to have that support. So what the biggest thing is because I was a teen mother of Tremaine, and basically this program really is going to be geared towards young women or young ladies that are between the ages of 12 and 21 that are pregnant, and we're going to stay with them up to 5 years after giving birth. Now, the reason why we're wanting to stay with them up to 5 years is, well, first of all, the reason why we want to work with them. The reason why we want to work with them is because there is not a lot of supports out there for when things like that happen to young women. We're not, of course, promoting it to be something that people want to happen, but if it happens, we want to be able to give families and give these young ladies a place or a resource in the community that they would be able to reach out to and get that level of support. And that level of support can go from being a first time dealing with doctor's appointments, definitely probably on their own. Mom may have to work and they may have to get the doctor's appointments on the bus system or whatever the case may be, or catching a cab or one of their friends driving them or whatever the case may be. So taking care of these doctor's appointments, starting to look at their health and their wellness, also their mental health as well, because they're going through a transition that if we're mentioning young teenage moms, we're mentioning the fact that they're going through a transition that they're not necessarily, or their bodies are not necessarily supposed to be going through at that age. So we're helping to support them at a point where they're transitioning from being a teen parent into a teen pregnant woman into a teen mother, parent. So we're trying to help them to balance all of that out, not only, like I said, with their health, with their, making sure they take care of themselves so that they can have a healthy pregnancy, working with them if they're even in a high risk situation, definitely working with them in regards to their mental health and make sure that they are trying to get to a point where they can adjust in a feasible manner in order to move forward and be the parent that they are going to be after this child is born. And then when we talk about the 5 years, the 5 years is the part where we're wanting to stay with that particular patient or that particular child or individual. We're wanting to stay with them, the young lady, we're wanting to stay with them for at least 5 years after the child is born. And that's to get them back on track with taking care of themselves now after they've already had the baby, making sure the baby is healthy, making sure they're healthy, taking care of any getting back into school or educational obtainment that they're definitely wanting to go forward with. If they're going to eventually consider, leaving school and doing a GAD program, getting a job, or they decide they want to start a business, if they decide they're going to finish college and they're going to go to finish high school now and go to college, or finish whatever school and go on in their career or whatever, we're wanting to support that level of that career that they're thinking about doing. So we're wanting to support them through the rest of their education, whether that be even my young ladies that want to go into the military. We want to support them through those, channels and those transitions in their life to help them work on a lot of different things. It could be the fact that some might not want to have any more children. So we can talk about family planning and how they can, decide to, let that fall by the wayside for a little while until they have, grown into actual adults and have the ability to meet, someone that they're interested in, hopefully, and maybe get married, or they decide to have more children that could possibly be out of wedlock. Again, we're not the ones sitting here judging anyone on things like that. We're just wanting to give them the best life possible that they think would be good for them. So the biggest thing is that we'll work with them. And through those 5 years, like I said, making sure the child is definitely healthy and safe, making sure the child's getting to school, making sure if there are any delays or anything like that, dealing with the child, that we are assisting them in that manner as well. So the biggest part of what we're doing is really having a support circle out there for our young sisters that end up in a precarious type situation with the fact that they're now dealing with pregnancy at an early age. So we're wanting to support that. And so with that being said, Tremaine, is there anything you can think of based on what I just said that would be kind of helpful for our viewers to know?
I mean, I know you said you were helping them physically, but I thought you were gonna say it, and I didn't want to like interrupt you while you were in your stride. So, but we were always going to support them mentally as well, because that change of when you're a parent, you're the adult in the situation, and if you don't have experience with that situation, that is a whole new set of rules that you don't know how to navigate.
Oh, absolutely. I mentioned mental health as well because they're dealing with all these transitions. But I'm going to go a little step further with you and say, even the family around them, helping not only the young lady deal with her mental health, also dealing with the family around her. You know what I'm saying? So that they can have a comfortable environment and everybody can feel like they're, being supported also. So you're definitely on point, Tremaine. Mental health is a big part of making sure that everyone is, getting ready to understand that there's a transition that's happening and there will be a transition that will occur. And then we have to get adjusted to that particular transition that has happened. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
yeah, so come up with that new norm. So I am so glad that you brought that up, though, and definitely push that for us, because that's something we definitely want to make sure that we're putting out there, as for the reason why we're wanting to have this program in place, this initiative in place to be able to help our young women in the community. So with that, we're going to go to a commercial break and we'll be back after these messages. We got options with the Doctor and Son, a family conversation discussing mental health and wellness topics weekly with a variety of special guest appearances. Join us every Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. on www.wdrbmedia.com. And we're back with We Got Options with the Doctor and Son. All right, so we are talking about the Greene McIlwaine Foundation. We are talking about its second initiative, the Young Sister Circle. So we already talked about basically why this is an initiative of the Greene McIlwaine Foundation. And again, this is our program where we are supporting young mothers between the ages of 12 and 21 while they're pregnant and up to the first 5 years after they give birth to that child. So one of the things that we are going to really focus on, and our goal is to really get deep in with our families and our individuals that we're going to be helping, is that we're going to have supportive programming, which is going to include, but it's not limited to, referrals, making referrals. Different programs that are needed in the community to assist. And then we're also looking to link individuals to services. So being able to provide that linkage to different services in the community that might be helpful as well. And then we're looking to hopefully I'm going to say hopefully, because this right here is one that I think would be a good idea. But this one is one that we're going to be definitely working with our population to make sure we're in a good place to do it. But having support groups and being able to have it some individual counseling, definitely advocacy, being able to advocate and navigate for these individuals and for their families. Also putting out educational workshops, talking about life skills, some of those important life skills that will need to probably be developed in this period of time before the baby's born. We'll definitely be doing things like that. We'll be looking at the family planning aspect, just to support that individual and, where life is going to go from there. And then also looking at additional services that we might be privy to be able to help them and assist them with getting involved with. But we probably, if we don't provide those services in our office, we'll definitely be able to, like I said, get them linked and get them referred and get different types of services that are needed in place. So a lot of times people ask me, oh, what does that consist of? Well, that would probably consist of us doing, first of all, a needs assessment. That's all we do with the Greene McIlwaine Foundation. The biggest thing that when people step in is the first thing we do is a needs assessment. So we're going to get that needs assessment in place to see how we can address some of those, issues and some of those concerns and those services that are needed, that are in the community that we don't provide. So, Tremaine, can you think of anything that maybe I missed or?
I know you talked about like supporting the families,
Mm-hmm.
and I know we didn't go too in depth on it. I mean, now could be a better time. Like, are you going to be providing like therapy and things of that nature? Because I
Yeah.
mean because those when those times happen, it's a very big family thing, and how the family reacts is very important to the environment of that baby being born into, the environment that they're
Yes.
in.
Exactly. So that's where we will definitely come in and provide supportive counseling. So we will provide supportive counseling to the individual. We will provide some family counseling around the individual so that, we can definitely work with that family unit. But then when it comes into, let's I'm just going to give an example. Maybe mom or dad or someone's not really accepting a lot of what's happening and what's going on. We would look to see if we can definitely work probably with one of our other agencies, within the Insightful Options realm, Dr. Latasha McIlwaine. We would be working with that family to figure out, okay, can we place you? Do we need to keep you within our nonprofit, or do we need to now move you into a regular individual counseling setting? So that's something we'll be assessing for also, to make sure that we are staying within our realm, because the nonprofit is definitely there for the client, and it's definitely there for the family as a unit, but the nonprofit is not there for mom specifically or dad specifically, a little brother specifically, to get their own counseling. Does that kind of make sense with this program? So that's where we would be trying to figure out, okay, do we need to refer them out to Insightful Options? Or do we need to go ahead and, Dr. Latasha McIlwaine and the associates over there, do we need to get them involved so that we can figure out where, this person that is not the identified client, but is within this unit of what's going on with this family that we know of, and have all that within our nonprofit. We're going to want to see if we can get that person in the right place so they can get the right services that they need. So does that kind of answer that question a little bit, about the family, having the family involved and making sure they're getting to that, that level with the mental health piece of it? Does that kind of answer the question, Tremaine?
I think so.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. I just want to make sure.
I think you covered your bases.
Okay, good deal. So yeah, so we definitely want to make sure. And then let me say this too. If by chance this person has an issue or concern that like I said, they're not the identified client, but they have an issue or concern that's outside of the realm of our practice, period, then we will be referring them on to the best practice, the best, agency that can work with them and trying to help them find that resource out there. So we won't just leave them high and dry. And that's what we do, in the case management and the navigation piece of things as well. So just wanted to, put that out and, clarify that as well. Okay. So, I think it's a lot to think about and a lot to go on. Another thing I also wanted to make sure is that people know that we are continuing to develop different elements and different programs. And with that being said, we want to be able to support personal and professional goals for these individuals. If that's going to be working on their job skills, working on their job, preparing for job readiness, whether it be volunteering in other community agencies or other community programs, if it's preparing for college, getting ready for the PSAT, the SATs, or getting ready for different things of that nature. It's just going to be a process of moving through different things. Some young ladies have the thought in their idea, in their head, the thought in their head as an idea of becoming a business owner, and they want to get into business opportunities and things like that. Some of them are on the track of they want to go to college or they want to go in the military, and the ones that go in the military might not need that much of the financial support of stuff, but the ones that are going to college, they might benefit from having a scholarship. So that's something we want to be able to provide also, even if we're just providing a scholarship for $500 to buy books. We are wanting to be there to support these young ladies. And like I say, I always tell people, whenever we mention the Greene McIlwaine Foundation, this is a love project that is from our hearts. So when you have and I just say this because it's our love project. When you have your own experiences and you're bringing it through a business such as a nonprofit, then you have a certain attachment and you have a certain love and you have a certain Tremaine, am I missing a word here? Feels like I'm missing a word, but you have a certain
Well,
feel for
responsibility.
responsibility. Absolutely. You have all of that for the program, and you're going to definitely hold people accountable for making sure that your vision is upheld and it gets out there and you're able to support folks, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of where we are. Tremaine, anything you want to chime in with this one, with the young
Uh,
sister circle? Anything
I,
else?
I think you hit all the nails on the head for me, really.
Okay, good deal, good deal. So, but one of the biggest things, like I always tell people, is that we just really want to make sure that people realize what our vision is, what our goals are, and a lot of things we're still working on. We're still working. I mean, we're literally still working on getting our mission statement all together and getting our vision on a piece of paper so it could be actually out there. We're actually working on these type of things, and putting all this information together and putting this information out here is what we are, taking pride in right now, as far as building, growing, and learning. So, with that being said, we're going to go to a commercial break and we'll be right back after these messages. Insightful Options, PLLC, providing counseling, consultation, and DWI services in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Contact us at www.insightful-options.com 704-492-1105. And we're back with We Got Options with the Doctor and Son. So we have been talking about the Greene McIlwaine Foundation. They're located at www.greenemcilwainefoundation.org. And we're speaking today on the second initiative, which is the Young Sister Circle. The Young Sister Circle, of course, is one of the initiatives that's near and dear and close to my heart. And we have been working within the nonprofit on this area for quite some time. We're ready to pretty much get it off the ground. We are looking for families that we can support in this initiative and be able to support young individuals. These young individuals, these young ladies actually can already have a child that's not even 5 years old yet. We can also take them, after the baby's born and they're 1 year old and they're kind of figuring out, like, what am I going to do now? I don't know. I just had this kid. I'm still in high school. I'm still wherever I'm still in college. We are there for those individuals and those family members that want to, make the referral and things like that. We're there to help and to assist. So even if it's just brainstorming sessions, they already got the child. Now they want to figure out what next to do. Even if it's just brainstorming sessions that we get in there and we do some mental health counseling, and we do some regular career counseling, things of that nature. We want to be there to support individuals. So again, we can be reached at www.greenemcilwainefoundation.org. Our contact number is 704-492-1105. And if you, by chance, needed to jump in on other websites to where you'd be able to find us, would be at www.insightful-option.com. That's where you can actually find the actual Insightful Options company, and Greene McIlwaine Foundation is listed on that company's site as well. And then you can also go into Dr. Latasha McIlwaine.com as well. So www.drlatashamcilwaine.com. You can go there as well. And that's another place where you'll find good information about the Greene McIlwaine Foundation. Once you start clicking in there, you'll get information that's going to push you right over to the Greene McIlwaine Foundation website. So with that being said, we just want to make sure that everyone is able to get the information, see if it's something that would be able to work for them. And if it is, then we are here with open arms to work with individuals as we're developing these programs and continuing to support our initiatives. And again, like I tell everyone, these are, pretty much it's the whole Greene McIlwaine Foundation is a love project. It's a family love project, but it has turned to a point where we were able to realize that we could make it into an actual foundation and create a business out of it and put something in the community or in communities that will be helpful as time continues to go on, maybe even building a legacy here. So again, greenemcilwainefoundation.org. And you can definitely reach us at 704-492-1105. And with that, we are going to, of course, always thank everyone for listening to us this week. And we're hoping that next week you'll come back Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. to hear us again. We got options with the doctor and son. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a great day. Dr. Latasha McIlwaine's Professional Consulting Services. Dr. Latasha McIlwaine has become an elite and esteemed professional in her field of counseling psychology. She provides consultation in counseling and business practices, as well as providing supervision, consultation to professionals in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Please reach out to drlatashamcilwaine.com, 704-492-1105.